10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
Well, hello there, everybody. What's up, firefighter?
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? What's up, people? How's everybody doing today? It's another beautiful, wonderful day that I didn't have to go to work, which is pretty fucking awesome. Anyway,
rub it in, why don't you?
I know. I got to go back to work on Thursday. I only got a couple more days after today. So, I don't know. I feel like I haven't done a lot on my little mini vacation. I feel like I haven't done much. I probably haven't. I don't know.
You know,
but it's been nice. It's been nice.
I'm surprised Jolly's not here yet.
I am too. He wanted to get in on this one. I know he has a big stake in this this discussion. So
metal or wooden stake?
Interesting. But yeah. So how's everybody doing out there in YouTube land? We'll give it a couple of minutes before we get into it, and see how things progress as time moves on. But yeah, I don't know. It's another wonderful day.
In the neighborhood. Ah, damn it.
You did it, didn't you?
Yeah. You triggered a core memory of my early millennial mind.
Did y'all? I'm trying to remember. So I feel like you're considerably younger than me, right?
35.
So you're 13 years younger than me. So 35. So by the time you were old enough to like actually watch and pay attention and retain memories of television, was Mr. Rogers still on TV?
Oh, he was on TV as far as I can remember.
Because I know he was when I was a kid, but I know at some point in like the 90s, I think, is when he stopped being on television because he got too old and then he passed away.
They still ran reruns on PBS.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah. Because, you know, when you grow up with no cable in the 90s, you know.
True. Yeah. That's true. PBS was like a go-to. You didn't have like a... Did you get... No, I don't think they were still playing Electric Company in the 90s.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Electric Company was a big one. It was Electric. The big ones in the 70s and 80s were Mr. Rogers' Electric Company and, of course, Sesame Street. Of course, Sesame Street's still on. I mean, that's always been on. But Electric Company was one that a lot of people under a certain age don't even know what it is or that it existed or that it was the first time that there was ever a live action version of Spider-Man. Long before a TV show or movies or anything else, Electric Company had a live action version of Spider-Man played by Morgan Freeman. I shit you not.
I remember Fraggle Rock only because we watched it in elementary school.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. Anyway, Jollifer is here. What's up, Jollifer?
Sorry, I'm mobile at the moment, so I had to reach over and unmute myself.
Okay.
It's mobile, agile, and hostile.
Because this was your idea.
I mean, it wasn't. It was actually Firefighter's idea, I'm pretty sure.
It was.
Okay, well.
He just got the murder boner for it.
That's what it was. Yeah. because of all his knife snobbery.
Which
So,
is sad that I'm not home. I'm literally pulling out of my work.
do you,
So I don't.
do you pull out a lot? I'll just ask your
Uh,
sister. Never mind. I'll just ask your sister. Anyway, so tonight's little discussion in the title of the chat: fixed blades versus folders. What is the better knife for everyday carry? What is the better knife for everyday carry? I don't know, but that's what we're going to figure out here. And whatever decision we come up with is the de facto truth. There is no other truth but ours. And if anybody else tells you different, they are wrong. Or even if they tell you the same thing, but it didn't come from us, they're still wrong. I think that's how that works, right? I'm pretty sure.
More
I
or
believe
less,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna go through the room, and we're gonna get everybody's opinions, much like we did yesterday on yesterday's chat. Get everybody's opinions on fixed blades versus folders, what their opinions are, what they prefer, what they recommend, and why they recommend it. And again, we'll just go in alphabetical order. So since it was your idea, firefighter, give us the rundown on your opinions on this matter.
Firmly member of Team Folders, but I know there are times where I do need a fixed blade. Because right now, with the way I go to and from work, I either walk or ride a bike. So I have in my pocket a folder, then in an easily accessible spot on my backpack, I have a easily to conceal fixed blade. So I know folders have their place, but also when I need a fixed blade. Heck, on my plate carrier sitting right next to me, right next to my double AR mag pouch, I have a Gerber fixed blade. So
Very nice.
like I said with yesterday's debate, it all comes down to your need. Now, I will even sometimes carry a Swiss Army knife or even just a cheap Walmart Chinesium knife if I don't want to lose one of my nice fancy folders or fixed blades.
But you in general are on team folder.
Yes, because I feel like with folder, it's easier to conceal. And if you have the right folder, you can get to it out quicker. So like those spring assisted OTFs or the assisted openings.
All right. Good. Very good. Jollifer?
All right. If we're talking for daily use, and with that I mean a utilitarian use, then folder all the way. There are too many strong locks to where that argument of a fixed blade is stronger. If you need that level of strength, you shouldn't have been using a knife to begin with. You should be using some kind of other tool. So I don't take that. So I lean folder all the way. The one caveat I said is very similar to what Firefighter said, but I will carry an additional fixed blade knife that is dedicated for having, quickly in a defensive use. Because folders as a defensive tool, like if that's your idea, is I'm going to pull out a folder and fight with it, is not a good idea. They are hard to open in a struggle. You run the risk with some of the locking mechanisms of crushing it on your hand, and then it's you just sliced yourself open and ruined one of your hands in a fight, which is probably one of the worst things you can do. A lot of folders are not meant to be combative in that way, where if you try to choke up on them and put a lot of force, you'll slip off. They're meant to give you enough grip to cut through rope, boxes, things like that, not full thrusting into two-legged animals, we'll say. But like I said, with that, I will carry sometimes a fixed blade knife that's meant for it. Like I like carrying my Bastinelli spade a lot. But I think the convenience factor of folders is far better. They are safer in my opinion because they fold into themselves and you can put it away in your pocket versus a fixed blade. You have to reholster, and that's hard to do without looking, sometimes without two hands. And depending on what you're doing, that's just not a great idea. Like me, for a long time, I was on ladders all the time when I was working, cutting open stuff. I do not want to be trying to fish that back into my pocket when I'm up on a ladder with one hand.
So team folder.
Team folder.
Team folder. All right. All right. I got you. All right. So for me, I break it down to 4 different criteria as far as that I think are very specific to this particular debate, folders versus fixed blades. One is going to be variety of use. One is going to be strength and durability. One is safety and one is convenience. Okay. Now, when you break those down, variety of use, a fixed blade wins. Sorry, hate to tell everybody this, but a fixed blade just has more uses. It can do everything a folder can and then some. Okay. Strength and durability, I'm sorry, it is a folder. The fact that you don't have to have multiple pieces, you can have one solid chunk of steel.
You mean fixed blade?
Yes, fixed blade. Sorry. Jesus Christ.
God, Matt.
But no, strength and durability. Okay, that's going to go to a fixed blade. Okay, you're not dealing with a mechanism, a mechanical device that you have to fold up. You're just dealing with, more often than not, a solid chunk of steel, which is going to be stronger and more durable. And when it comes to safety, I'm going to give it to fixed blades as well. The vast majority of accidents that happen with knives, with people hurting themselves, happen when they are opening and closing a folding knife. That's just a fact. One that you do not have to do that with is going to be safer. Now, when it comes to convenience, there is absolutely, positively no doubt that a folder is more convenient. Like 100% across the board, a folding pocket knife is always going to be more convenient. And if all things are equal when it comes to quality, right? Because there's tons of different knives out there, you know, and you can get folding blades that are, you know, despite them, you know, maybe not being as durable or having as much variety of use, are just as high quality or higher quality than some folders out there or some fixed blades out there. Regardless of all that, if all things are equal when it comes to quality, the convenience of a folder, in my opinion, outweighs all the other advantages of a fixed blade, because most people are more likely to carry a folder due to the convenience factor. Okay. And just like with a firearm, the knife you have with you is always better than the one you don't. So while, yes, I think fixed blades have more uses, I think fixed blades are stronger and more durable, and I think fixed blades are safer in general, the convenience factor, in my opinion, for daily carry, which is what we're talking about, for daily carry, okay, not as a camping knife or a hunting knife, but for daily carry, the convenience factor blows all of those other factors out of the water and makes it to where a folder is the best option. It's the best option to recommend because it's the option most people are going to actually carry. So it means when you recommend a good folding knife, they're probably going to carry that knife. Whereas if somebody says, hey, I want to get a new daily carry knife, you know, what should I get? You recommend a fixed blade knife. They're probably not going to carry it. Even if they went and bought it, they're probably not going to carry it because most people will not carry a fixed blade knife all the time. I like to keep one in my vehicle, but I'm sure not keeping one in my pocket all the time. It is a stronger knife. It does have a lot of advantages. But am I going to carry that around all day, every day? No, I'm not. But I will carry around a little fixed blade, or excuse me, a little folder. Something like this is awesome. I love this knife. This is a great knife. I'm not going to carry it all day. And it's not even that big. It's not even one of the bigger fixed blade knives out there on the market. It's fairly small. It's still less convenient than something like this. And for 99% of what I will need to do in a given day with a daily carry knife, this is absolutely adequate and fine and will do everything that I need it to do. And I don't have to carry this. So, yeah, I'm a big proponent of fixed blade knives. I understand all the advantages and agree with all the advantages and how they are actually, in most cases, better. But you cannot get around the convenience factor of a folder. And like I said, if that's the one you're going to carry, which it will be, because it's easier to carry, then that's the one that matters. It's just like with a gun. It's the same thing as with a gun. The gun that you will carry is of more use to you than the greatest, biggest, baddest ass firearm that money can buy. Because if you're going to go and buy the latest and greatest, but you're not actually going to have it on you when you need it, it doesn't matter. It might as well not exist at all. Same line of thought here. So yeah, I fall on team folder when it comes to this stuff, without a doubt.
There's also the aspect of social taboo.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't be the determining thing, but it's something to keep in mind. You're in the lunchroom or the office and you pull out a fixed blade, people are going to be a little more squirrely than if you pulled out a folder. Even of equivalent size, folders are just more socially accepted.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, I posted in the internal chat a link to the small fixed blade I carry every day.
Oh, CRKT. That's nice. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good little knife.
It's great. I kind of want to get a second one, but it's a small little fixed blade. I can wear it under my T-shirt, and if I need to, I can reach up, grab it, and use it. Or I lost a piece that would allow me to hide it in my belt. It's nice, like small, easy to draw, and it's designed to be a small, easy to conceal fixed blade.
I take it it's the Izula or the Candy-Roo?
No, it's the CRKT Spew.
Oh, CRKT. I thought you said something else. Oh, the Spew's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
They're decent. They're good little knives.
M. Gabriel wants you to pull up the link. If you can, because they would like to see it.
All right, hold on. Let me check this real quick. We got super chat. Preston Garvey says, I carry an adjustable length fixed blade knife. What is an adjustable length fixed blade knife?
That's not what?
If it's adjustable, then it's not a fixed blade knife. What? That's not a thing.
I'm gonna need links or it didn't happen.
Somebody may call a knife an adjustable length fixed blade knife, but by the mere fact that it's adjustable, it's not a fixed blade.
The only thing I can think of is he has interchangeable scales that makes the handle bigger, but you cannot make the blade bigger or smaller on an adjustable length.
Not if it's a fixed blade. Like, that's the point. The blade stays exactly
unless he's talking about one of those replaceable blade, like razor knives, like you use for skinning. But those are pot metal. Let's be honest; they're meant for skinning, and you treat them like box cutters.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what an adjustable length fixed blade knife is. I have no idea. I'm stumped on this one. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Let me pull this up so I'll show everybody what we've got here. Hold on a second. There we go. There we go. There's the one that that firefighter was talking about that he carries.
Yeah, my little fixed blade that complements my Gerber EDC knife.
The spew. If you're gonna spew into this. How big is what is the size on this? Let me see.
It's like a 2-inch blade.
Blade length 3.2 inches. So that's not bad. That's nice. I like it. And CRKT makes good stuff.
I'm either buying from them or I'm buying from Gerber.
I'm a Cold Steel fan through and through. Like my current EDC is this one right here. This is my Cold Steel Luzon, which I love this knife. Tis one of my favorites.
I'm pretty sure one of my swords I own is a Cold Steel.
Like I said, I would carry this. I love this knife. I just don't really have a place to carry it. I guess I could put it on my vest, but I feel like somebody would say something about that. This I don't have to. But yeah, that's a nice knife. I like that knife. Let's see. Big Rents on the chat says, how do you feel about out the front knives? I carry a Benchmade Infidel. Out the front?
Switchblades, like where it doesn't, the blades go straight in and out, not side to side.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, yes. Those are cool.
I love my Microtech, Ultratech, but I will say they're not as reliable as normal folders. I've had it hang up, and that's even a high-end one. I had this weird thing where it got stuck for a solid 2 weeks, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, and I just had to deep clean it, and it just, you kind of have to just pray to the Microtech gods sometime, and that's just the nature of the beast.
Preston Garvey dropped another super chat, says, I'm using knife as a euphemism. Okay, good. Because I was really concerned that somebody was out there selling knives that they were listing as adjustable length fixed blades. And I was like, that's not possible. That's not a fixed blade. It's just not. I mean, again, unless you're going by what, like with what Jolly said, where you can like adjust the handle maybe, and that would give the overall knife a different length. But yeah, okay. So you're just talking about your cock. I got you. I got you. We've got it down now. We're good. Yeah, I don't have any switchblades. I should get one. I've been wanting to pick one up for a while, but they're so fucking expensive for good ones.
Yeah, like $300
or more. Yeah, like, and that's the thing. Like once I'm, yeah, I said or more.
Yeah, I know.
Once you get north of $200, I'm like, I could buy a gun for this, and I get, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, nah, I don't think I can do that. I get real.
I think the Kershaw live wires are going for less than 300. I think they're going for about 215.
Mm-hmm. See, I still can't see myself spending that much money on a knife. I can get really, really good knives for a hell of a lot less. You know what I mean?
If you want a side auto,
I don't get the switchblade feature. But like, for instance, this Cold Steel right here. Phenomenal knife. Okay? Love it. Love that knife. It's about a $60 knife, give or take. Maybe 70. I don't know. It might be a little, you know, it might be $70. It's $60, $70 knife. This Civivi, which is a great knife, it's a $70, $80 knife, right? Great knife. Love it. Phenomenal. Even this one right here, this is a phenomenal knife, and it's just a buck knife. This is like a $30 knife. And it's fantastic. Full tang, everything. Like, this is I forget what kind of steel this is. I looked it up one time. I don't remember. But it's probably not like high-end steel, but it's definitely good. It's not Chinesium. Which you do have to be careful with Buck knives because some of their knives are Chinesium. So Buck makes good knives and they make shitty knives. So you got to be careful with Buck. That is one of the things. They are one of those brands that...
Here's a rule of thumb for knives. If it
Mhm.
comes in a blister pack, I'm not saying it can't be a useful knife, but it's not a high quality knife. Just, it's not.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
Well, one
I-
thing with knives is you got to take in consideration the steel they're using to make the blade.
Yeah, exactly. If it's in blister pack, it's probably no better than 8CR. And that's so behind the industry right now.
What's wrong with a blister pack of like 5 knives for $20? What are you, a knife snob?
Yes. That's like buying 5 Keltec 32s versus buying 1 used Glock 19.
Hey, I'm going to defend the Florida Man's arms division. Don't diss the Keltec because they will go bang.
I will say, let me just say, I do have a Keltec P32. It was something I didn't necessarily want to buy, but my wife wanted a little pocket gun, and that's the one she wanted. And we got it for her about 7 years ago. And it's been surprisingly good. It's ugly as shit.
It hasn't biodegraded yet?
No, it has not. She carries it in her purse. She even spilled pickle juice all over it one time in her purse. I think I did a video on that.
Why does she have pickle juice in her purse?
So, okay. So we went to the movies, and she got one of those pickles that comes in the bag of pickle juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And anyway, she put it in her purse. She didn't eat it, and it leaked. And then she forgot about it. And then it was a purse that she didn't carry all the time. And the gun was in there with the pickle juice. And it like rusted the whole side of the fucking gun. Because there's a lot of salts and shit in pickle juice.
I was about to say, yeah, it's pretty much vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
surprisingly enough,
fine.
I was able to clean the shit out of it. Gun works fine. Gun works great. I've actually been surprised by that little. I'm not swearing by Keltec by any stretch of the imagination. My theory is because specifically the P32 and like the P380 are the 2 guns that Keltec has been making the longest. They've been making them since the 1990s. My theory is that's why they work.
They've ironed out all the kinks as best as they can.
Exactly, is what I'm saying. Yeah, they've been making those guns for like 30 years.
Lower pressure rounds, so like there's not as much wear and tear. It doesn't have to be as strong versus like a 9mm.
Right.
Heaven forbid, like a 40 or something.
Right. So that's my theory. It's not that Keltec's great. It's just those particular guns are probably good. Because the one we've got that my wife has actually been a pretty good little pistol. So, but I digress. Yeah. The Pickle 32. Yeah, that's right. The Pickle 32. That's what the P stands for.
You should really get it like Cerakoted green.
Yep.
Not just any green, a pickle green.
Pickle green, yeah.
And put Pickle Rick on it.
I'm pretty sure I made a video on that, didn't I? I feel like there's a video on my channel about the pickle gun. Either that or I've talked about it on the chat.
You know what? Now you're gonna make me have to look for that to listen to while I'm at work tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure. I got to look it up now. Because I'm pretty certain.
And one thing I'm going to tell chat is check your local and state knife laws, because they can be more fuck you over than state and local gun laws.
Yes, and very few states actually prohibit you from having anything to begin, like outright. It is just you can't have it outside. So a lot of times you can like buy switchblades and like the companies won't stop you. But if you were to get pulled over with one, you'd be facing, probably a felony.
Here it is. Here's the pickle gun, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, damn.
It even got on the
the
magazine. It even soaked in and got all over the magazine. Why is this video is awful? I know I shot this in at least 1080. I don't know why it looks like this, but look at that.
Damn. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do want one of those little pistols.
But I was able to get. I took it, completely disassembled it, cleaned it all up, did everything that I could to it, dude, it's still running like a champ today, even with this. See, I got it fixed up. See, there's what it looks like afterwards. I got all the shit off of it. And it cleaned up good. It did. It actually cleaned up really good. I think I actually cleaned it up better than it was when it was new, when I was done with it. Which honestly isn't hard to do. But yeah. It worked out well. That's the pickle gun. So. Meditating Raven says, fixed blades are better get off me knives, while folders are better EDC knives. Yeah, and like I said, I think the folders being better at EDC is because of the fact that there's that convenience factor, which honestly just all the other pros, and I can, almost every pro is going to fall on the fixed blade side of things, right? Just across the board. But the convenience of like actually having something you're going to carry all the time, it's it just makes way more sense. Like you were talking about, like if you know you're going to go into some shit and you're gonna fucking get into a fight, yeah, you would probably grab a fixed blade, right? If you're going camping, if it's a survival situation, like yes, a fixed blade. Whatever, hunting, fixed blade. Like, if you were to pick any specific scenario, you would probably grab a fixed blade in most scenarios, right? Like, even when you're just making fucking dinner at home, you don't grab a fucking folding knife because it doesn't work as good just to cut fucking meat, right?
Hey. I've used my folder to cut a steak a few times, and it did well.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that my primary pocket carry is a Gerber. So they're made out of good steel.
I'm just saying, like, fixed blades are always probably what you're going to grab when you know you're going to need something for a specific task ahead of time. But it's not something you're going to carry all the time. For most people, hey, if you carry a fixed blade all the time, awesome. Good for you. Great job. Thumbs up. Most people aren't.
Like, one of my fixed blades that I carry in the winter on my hip is a Smith & Wesson HRT double-edged fighting knife. Just in case of, oh shit, I don't have time to draw my pistol, I can pull that and I can still fight.
Yeah. President Garvey says, I like your pickle gun. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you fucking do. Dirty bastard, you. Oh. Anyway. Let's talk about guns here for a minute. I want to talk about guns for a minute. Because,
well, it is your channel, so.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad we've agreed on that. I was worried.
And you are the ammo father, so.
Yeah.
No, I surely didn't get it in the child support.
Yeah, that's true. It's because you're a disappointment. No, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that people are making a really, really, really big deal that gun sales have dropped the last couple of months. We're now down for the first time in a while to under 1 million guns a month. Now, a lot of anti-gunners are making a big deal about this. The gun industry is making a big deal about this. I would just like to point out for people, because I've seen some people making a big deal about this. I've seen some other gun channels making a big deal about this. The fact that this is happening now in 2025 is fucking amazing. You know why? Because this should have happened years ago. Okay? We had a huge spike in gun sales because of COVID. And that carried over because of the fucking Biden years. And the fact that it stayed strong for 5 years, 1 million guns a month or more for 5 fucking years is fucking insane. Okay? Like, for real, it's fucking crazy. And there was going to come a point where gun sales were going to start going back down. Okay? The population of the United States of America can only buy that many guns consistently for so fucking long. And it lasted much, much longer than I think anybody would have guessed it would actually last. This is not a big deal. Okay? Like, I get it. As a pro-gun person, I would love to see fucking 5 million guns sold every month. That would be awesome. It'd be great. It'd be cool, right? But it's not going to happen. That's not realistic. And 1 million guns a month consistently for like 5 fucking years is just insane. And if you had asked me a few years ago, I would say that's unrealistic. That's not going to last much longer. It's certainly not going to last 5 straight fucking years. And yet it has, which is insane. And I'm sure the gun industry has just been loving it. Good for them. They're making a product that everybody should own, in my opinion. But this is just not a big deal. Like, it's really not. I don't know. Do either of you guys think it's a big fucking deal that gun sales are finally starting to normalize after 5 years? Is anybody in the chat?
A little bit from this angle. That the gun companies have been hedging their bets on that it's going to remain high for so long. And some of them are already in kind of deep water. And this drop in sales will push people under. Like, Anderson's gone. Delton's gone. Arrow's hanging on by the, by their fingernails. Some of the other companies are doing really weird marketing practices, which makes me concerned.
Well, that's not surprised. You're not surprised by this, right?
No. I'm not. It had to happen eventually. I think it's just bad that it went on for so long that people thought this was the new norm, where they should have just said, hey, this is just those, election year highs that we planned for. And, hey, we don't make that extra $1 million. Guess what? We'll live. But let's not open up another factory or hire another 75 workers. That's unsustainable.
Yeah, which is what they did, and look,
exactly.
I mean, it was a unique situation with COVID COVID going into an election year, going into a year where we had a president that was anti-gun, going into another election year over the course of a 4-year cycle. Like, there was a lot happening at this point. So I just don't see why anybody is surprised, especially the gun industry. And you're right. They've made some dumb decisions in these last 5 years that are costing some companies quite dearly. You know what I mean? And Anderson is one of those. And it just blows me away that people are acting like, first of all, this is a shock, and second, that it really means anything. It doesn't mean anything. It means that people could only fucking continue to buy guns for so long. I mean, at a certain point, look, okay, I am not an average gun owner. I own, compared to most people, a lot of guns. Not compared to everybody. There are probably people watching this chat right now that own more guns than me. But you at least understand that's rare. Okay? I believe in the United States, the average gun owner owns between 2 to 5 guns. That's the average for the average gun owner. Is somewhere in that 2 to 5 gun range. Okay? So at a certain point, and especially knowing that not the entire population of the country will buy even a gun, okay, although I think they should, but they won't. Like, it was going to normalize, and that's okay. That's fine. Now, I am curious what this is going to do to the market as far as like prices and stuff, because we've had a pretty good, okay. Let me backtrack a little bit. When COVID first hit for that first year or two, gun prices were fucking nuts. But since then, buying guns has been pretty nice because prices have been pretty fucking low. Yeah, there are always guns that cost more money, and there's always expensive guns out there on the market. But like in general, for the vast majority of guns that most people are going to buy, which are going to be in that like $300 to $900 range, right? That's the average most people are going to spend on a firearm, $300 to $900. There's been a lot of options out there in the last few years. Lots of guns that have either been introduced straight to the market as affordable, or guns that maybe didn't used to be as affordable that have come down in price. There's been sales at just about certainly every online gun retailer out there that exists has been having fucking just unreal sales and, things going on special and on clearance and new models coming in at great prices and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know, with gun sales going down, how the gun market's going to react to it. Because on one side, they could say, well, gun sales have gone down, so we have to make more money per sale, right? That's one strategy some companies go with in situations like this, and not just in guns, but in all kinds of stuff. So it's like, okay, now we have to, we can't rely on bulk sales to make money. So we have to make more money per individual thing sold. Right. The other side of that is, oh, fuck, sales have gone down. We need to encourage more sales. Let's make shit cheaper, so we'll sell more stuff. So I wonder which way they'll go. And it probably won't be an industry-wide thing. Some companies will drop prices to try and get sales numbers back up. Some companies will raise prices. I have a feeling that some of your go-to staple brands will actually see prices go up. Whether it's Smith & Wesson or Glock or Beretta or whatever, right? Those companies that make products that people will always want to buy, they'll probably raise their prices a little bit as their sales go down. Because they know people are still going to want to buy their stuff.
I think you're going to see a large surgence of horizontal upgrades where, like, a gun that already exists on the market, or like even in a company's own catalog, just slightly tweaked versions. Like I'll point to Palmetto. They just released their Guardsman series, which is just another AR. Like I don't think it's functionally any or spec wise any different from anything they already didn't have.
Yeah.
For a very similar price point. And I think they're doing that to encourage sales while they're still working on more flagship models.
Well, Palmetto just came out with their micro dagger, which I think is like a Glock 26 sized dagger.
I thought it was like a stack and a half dagger, like a 365.
Let me look it up.
Which I thought that already existed. I know Glock Store just came out with the Glock 26X, which is like a slightly larger frame, but it gives you the it's like what Glock would not make the, you know, an upgraded version of the 26.
Well, I know PSA has just dropped their what is the PSA 18, which is their Mark 18 clone, somewhat of a clone, not an exact
Inspired by,
yeah. They also teased that they're hooking up with H&R to make an M14, which that's
They
got
own H&R now, don't they?
They own H&R.
Well, they own H&R.
They
okay,
are,
whatever.
They are H&R. I will bet my left kidney that is made by Springfield. And they're just slapping their logo on it.
Well, I know there's a company.
Okay, you heard it here first. He's going to bet his left kidney. So once we can get confirmation.
That's just a rebrand. That is not manufactured in any meaningful way by Palmetto.
Oh, Jolly, you were right. The micro dagger is a slimline style.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm looking at one right now, and I kind of like it.
Did y'all see the news that Glock is pulling all of their new COA packages from commercial sales? Or, you know, like civilian sales?
Ooh. Wonder why. I wonder why.
Yeah, I know why. I know what they're hedging on.
I mean, according to the internet, those rifles are actually made by H&R. H&R is using their manufacturing plant to make those rifles.
I didn't know they still had the tooling for that.
Give me a kidney, motherfucker.
Okay.
I'll let you pick which one.
All right. I don't know how I'm going to get it to you, though.
I'll come down and take it.
I don't know if I... Okay. I don't think I can light flight it over there, because they're only good for a couple hours, so...
Yeah. That's what the internet is saying, according to Palmetto State and H&R. Is they're actually the ones manufacturing it. Apparently, they do still have have access to the machining for those. I mean, the H&R, they did have the largest contract.
Yeah.
For the U.S. military. So, I mean, if anybody was going to make them again, if they still had the equipment to do so, it would be them. So, because they made more for the U.S. government than any of the other companies did. Because who are the other companies that made that? It was H&R, Springfield, the original Springfield.
Probably
was it Winchester? I think was another one of the companies that were making them. And
I think Winchester made some. I don't think they made as many. I think they were a smaller contract.
Well, yeah. No, H&R made the most. They had the largest contract. They made, by far, the vast majority of M14s that were made for the U.S. military were made by H&R.
then why is Palmetto running them as a limited run, limited edition? If you have the tooling,
My
and
guess, well, my guess would be they're testing the waters. They're going to do a limited run, hype up, get the hype up on these rifles, sell them. If response is good to the rifles, they'll make it a standard offering. That would be my guess. So this is a toe in the water, right? Like, this is just testing the waters to get people excited, make a finite amount of them, pop them out there, sell them, make sure response is good, make sure everything goes well. If the demand is there for more, they'll put them into regular production. Which I understand from their standpoint, right? Like, PSA is...
Oh, yeah. Like,
PSA has...
hefty venture.
Yeah, because this isn't just another AR or even an AK, right? These are going to be more complicated to manufacture. It's, so... And that, plus we've seen PSA have some manufacturing issues over the last few years with planning on making certain firearms that never come to fruition because of a variety of reasons. Okay. And so I imagine they don't want to promise these are going to go into standard production until they know for sure they can do it and that people do want it. You know what I mean? Would be my guess, anyway. So I get it. But yeah, apparently it is. I guess, well, if you look at how long H&R made the M14s and what H&R was doing, right? I mean, honestly, there would have been no reason to get rid of the equipment that they had. You know what I mean? It's not like another company would have come along and bought that equipment. And they've stayed in, the company has continued to exist. They haven't been sold off or anything. I mean, they shrunk down massively in the 1980s and 90s and 2000s, H&R did. They stopped doing a lot of stuff. But honestly, if you're talking about, machining for M14s, right? There was really no other companies that would have come in and said, hey, sell us your shit because we want to make M14s. Outside of maybe Springfield would have been the only ones, right?
Yeah, or like maybe Fulton or one of those companies, but I think they are happy. I don't think they want to overexpand. I think they're fine being a more boutique brand.
Yeah, so it's very likely that, H&R did hold on to all that machining. So, yeah. Well, I heard CMP's dropping prices on their 1917 Enfields.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I need to go get one.
Don't tell me that. Don't get my hopes up.
I don't know what the price drop is, but don't they usually go for around $1,000?
Roughly.
So I don't know what the price drop is, but yeah, apparently CMP's dropped the price on their stuff. So if you fucking are a CMP member, maybe check it out, see if it's something worth picking up. For my money, I'm willing to bet there's still more money than I'd pay for one. Honestly, like, it would be cool to have one, but I also have that line where it's like, okay, now at this amount of money, I could buy all these other things that, while it may not have the cool factor of a 1917, will do everything I need it to do, right?
My thing is, like, getting those collectibles, like CMP rifles, you have to be careful what ammo you use. So, like, you have to be picky with it, and that's another thing to go wrong. So I'm like, do I want to spend that much money? Because then, like, look, you shoot a deer with even lower power 30-06. It's not getting up, but
yeah, my thing
it's
is
kind of
like, I mean, price wise, I'd love to have a 1917, but my max would be like I would maybe spend $500 on one, and that's it. And that's why I've not bought one, because they've been over $500 for quite a while now. So
yeah, here in Ohio, they're going for about 800 to 1,000 at my local gun shows.
Yeah,
And nobody's willing to negotiate. I'll be like, look, how long have you been sitting on this? Well, this many years. I'm willing to pay you this much cash right now.
yeah, and they're cool guns, and I would love to have one in my collection. The problem is there's a practicality to it, and for me, my value on those things stops at $500, because once I've hit $500, I'm like, okay, I could buy a really nice Howa 1500 and 30-06 at this point. And yeah, it wouldn't be a 1917, so there would definitely be a cool factor, you know, a Milsurp cool factor that's not included, but I would technically have a much better gun, right? Like a modern Howa 1500 and 30-06, I'm sorry, is a better gun than a fucking 1917, okay? Because it's 100 years fucking newer, okay? And it's a fantastic fucking gun. So there's a point at which I'm willing to like stretch out and like, okay, I'll pay for this thing that technically, you know, is a 100 and some odd year old gun that is cool, but whatever. Yeah, it doesn't compare to modern rifles. The trigger's not as nice. It can't handle the loads. It's not as accurate, blah, 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 but it's got that cool factor. But for me, that cool factor like stops being advantageous at about $500. You know what I mean? So it's like at that point, no, I'm out. You've lost me. And since I haven't seen a 1917 for $500 since like, I don't know, sometime in the fucking 2000s.
Well, the problem with it is any U.S. surplus rifle is going to automatically get like a $450 minimum markup because it's American surplus and I know what I got, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, I went to a local gun show a few years ago. They had a Krag Jorgensen, the old 30-40 capsule style side loader, bolt action.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a original cavalry model. And I'm like, ooh, but the dude wanted $3,000 for it.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
Like when I went to the one gun show and I bought my M1 carbine, the guy negotiated with me and I was able to get it for, I think, just at $1,000. He dropped $200 off of it.
See, that's still too much for me, man. Like,
hey, I love that little.
No, and I get it. I mean, I've certainly paid chunks of money for guns that for one reason or another, just like they were for me. You know what I mean? Like they resonated with me. And so I get it. If the M1 carbine is like, that's just a thing that like really hit. Like I would love to have an M1 carbine in my collection, but I don't want one bad enough to spend $1,000 on it. You know?
Well, another great thing is the CMP starting to, I guess, got permission to manufacture brand new M1 Garands.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wait,
so,
I feel like we talked about that like months ago, though.
I don't know. It's probably back before I was able to jump back into the chats. But, like, I think the closest one to where you live would be the one in Port Clinton, Ohio, where the national matches are ran out of. It's like the CMP North store or something.
I'm 45 minutes away from the CMP. It's nice.
Oh, go fuck yourself, Jollifer.
Fucking Jollifer.
Like, I absolutely want a Springfield 1903 A3. but I know I'm not gonna afford one because those are going for like $4,000.
Yeah, no. I you know, there's so many things that you kick yourself for, you know, over the years. Where you're like, why didn't I pick one of those up when I had a chance? And the 1903s are one of those, because there was a time in, you know, since I've been a gun collector where 1903s were pretty damn cheap. Late 90s, early 2000s, you could get 1903s pretty cheap. You could find them at gun shows. You could, you know, find them at your local shop. Some dude would just be selling a bunch of them off. And I never, ever picked one up. I've never owned a 1903. I would love to own a 1903. And I wish I would have picked one up a long time ago. Just, again, just to have one in the collection. But it was just, yeah, never happened. Never happened. So, anyway, that sucks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time. We're going to go ahead and get out of here for this evening. Hope you guys had a good time. We will be back tomorrow for more whatever. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. We'll figure it out. Make it up as we go along or whatever. But we're going to wrap this one up for today. So I want to thank you guys for coming, hanging out with us today. Appreciate it as always. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Have a good Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Same Matt time, same Matt channel. As always, deuces, yo, shall not pee in fridge, all that good shit. And see you guys later.